Good morning, class 10. Welcome back to the online session of SST. And in this session, we are going to discuss about a very important topic, that is contribution of agriculture to our national economy, employment, and output. Okay. So without wasting time, let us discuss this topic. Okay. There are three sectors in our country that determines the GDP. Okay. What is GDP? GDP means gross domestic product, and this is something that tells us whether our country is rich or poor. Okay, so the three sector in our country which determines the GDP are: the first one is primary sector, and that is related with agricultural activities. Okay, another one is secondary sector, that is related with industrial activity, and the third one is tertiary sector, that is related with services towards these activities. Okay, so these are the three important sectors that determines the GDP of our country. Okay, when we look into the agriculture, we find that about 17% of the GDP comes from the agricultural sector, which means it has greatly contributed to India's economy and cannot be ignored. We cannot ignore agriculture, okay, because it has contributed about 17% of GDP, and we know that if the GDP is going down, then it says that our country is getting poorer and poorer. Okay, so we can say that if there is a decrease in agricultural production, there will be a decline in India's economy, because automatically there will be decline in GDP, which says that India's economy will also decline. Okay, so there is a relation between the agricultural production with GDP. Okay, students, now let us understand contribution of agriculture in employment. Okay, in 2010 and 11, about 52% of the total workforce was employed by farm sector, which means about half of the Indian population were engaged in agricultural activities, that is in agricultural sector. Okay, therefore we say that India is an agricultural nation. Now, as we know that 52% of the total workforce is engaged in agriculture, that means our India's economy is totally dependent on agriculture. Okay, most of the production comes from the agriculture, and the most of the secondary and tertiary activities are also dependent on the agriculture. Therefore, our country is an agricultural nation. Okay, now in all these activities, that means primary activity, secondary activity, and tertiary activity, in all these three sectors, the men are employed. That is why we can see from here that about 52%. It is not a small amount. Okay, it is not a small figure. It is a huge figure. About half of the Indian population is engaged in agricultural sector. Okay. Now our lifestyle is also determined by agriculture. Now you can ask me how. That means this is because most of the secondary and tertiary sector depends on agriculture. For example, cotton is grown on the farm, okay, and it is agricultural activities, okay, and after the raw material is extracted, the raw material are sent to the cotton textile, that is industrial sector, where the cotton are processed and they make a clothing. Okay, and those clothings are sent to the market for selling, which is a service sector. So these three sectors are related with agriculture. This is agricultural based business, that is why this sector is involved in agricultural activities. Okay, from here you can understand that the cotton which grows on the land requires the number of laborers to do the work on the field. Okay, that means the employment is there. On the other hand, when the raw materials are extracted and sent to the mill, in the mill also we need workers to process the cotton and convert it into the clothing. Okay, there also the employment generation is there. On the other hand side, to sell those clothes also we need a man to sell in the market. Okay, and that is also a kind of employment to the man. Okay, suppose there was no cotton, there was no agricultural activity related with cotton, that means these three sectors did not exist in the market. Okay, so because of this only we can say that the huge number of labor is employed in the agricultural sector. This is just an example of cotton. There are many other agricultural activities and the industries which are based on agriculture. Okay, so you have understood the contribution of agriculture in employment. That means we can easily say that huge number of employment is created by the agricultural sector. Okay, now let us understand about the output. Okay, students, now let us understand about contribution on output with the help of some examples. Okay, When we talk about agricultural activity, we know that about 52% of the people are engaged in agricultural activity, and from the agricultural activities only and related sector only they earn the money. That means the incomes depends upon the agricultural activity. Okay, so when the demand of any agricultural product is increased, that time there will be an increase in output also, and this is totally based on the agricultural processes. Okay. So when we talk about India, India is the second most populated country in the world, and the population is increasing day by day. In the similar manner, the increase in the demand for agricultural-based product is also increasing day by day. Okay, to meet the demand of these, there should be a cropping done in the field. That means to satisfy the demand of the people, the agricultural production should also increase, and all this are dependent on the agricultural process and how they are increasing the output from the field. But this is not actually done. Okay, there are various things that determines the output. Okay, but the farmers are losing interest in agricultural activities, which has diminished or decreased in agricultural output. Okay, so there are various reasons behind this. Okay, they are shifting their agricultural work to other works. That means if a farmer he was doing farming, now he has left doing farming and he is engaged in some other secondary or tertiary activities. Okay, so because of which then the production is decreasing day by day. Now let us understand some of the reasons behind the shift of their interest from agricultural activity to other activities. Okay, the first one is the natural calamities like flood, drought, diseases. This will destroy the crop and the farmer will go in loss. Okay, another one is poor irrigation facilities. Everywhere the irrigation facility is not good, that is why because of poor irrigation facilities also the farmers are losing interest in agricultural activity. Okay, and the third one is inadequate power supply. There are various remote places where agriculture is there but the power supply is not there. Okay, because of those reasons also the farmers are losing interest in doing agricultural activity. Farmers are not getting proper market to sell their crop and at a good rate. They are not getting the proper rate for their crops. Okay, and that is why they are losing interest. This is the fourth reason, and the fifth reason is subsidy on the fertilizer is decreasing, leading to increase in the cost of production. Suppose the cost of production is more and the price of the crop to sell in the market will be less, then they will be obviously in the loss. They will not get profit there, they will get loss in this business, and then they lose the interest of doing agricultural activity. So these are the some reasons behind the shift of interest from agricultural activity to other activities. Okay. Students, when the agricultural production decreases, there was lots of problem created in a country. Okay, the GDP has gone down due to this, and the government is facing problem. The economy of the government is getting down day by day. Okay, so in order to solve this problem, the government has developed certain programs. Okay, to solve this, they have developed certain programs and established some of the important government body to solve this problem. So let us understand this. They have established the Indian Council of Agricultural Research. Okay, the work of this body is to do some research on agricultural activities so that agricultural development will be there. Okay, another one is agricultural universities. In these universities, the people will be taught, the students will be taught about agriculture so that in the future they will do some good work in the agricultural activities. Okay, the third one is veterinary services and animal breeding. They will also give information related to animal breeding and veterinary services, and they will provide the medical facilities to the animals. Okay, and that is called the veterinary services. Okay, another one is horticultural development. Okay, the farmer will be taught how to grow fruits and other vegetables so that they will get good income from there also, and they will get interest towards the agriculture. Okay, the fifth one is research and development in the field of meteorologist and the weather forecast. Sometimes what happens is that due to natural calamities, the crops get destroyed. Okay, so for example, the farmer has grown crop, but there will be no rainfall and the crops will get destroyed. Okay, if they do not get the proper irrigation. So in this time, when the monsoon will arrive, before the monsoon comes, the farmer will be informed with the help of technology. Okay, and they will come to know that at this time the monsoon is going to come. So accordingly, they will plan for their agriculture. Okay. Now, apart from the improvement, okay, apart from all these improvement in the rural infrastructure was also considered essential for the same. Now, what does this mean is that in the rural areas, the infrastructure is very poor. The road construction of road is very poor. Transportation facilities are also very poor. Okay, so the government are looking in those matters also, so that the agricultural development can be done. Okay, in the agricultural sector, the government has played crucial role in these days, so that there will be increase in agricultural activity and the government will get good GDP from the agricultural sector. Okay, so with this I would like to end the session here only. I hope you have understood the concept, and in the next session we'll be continuing with this chapter. I want you to revise this concept once again, and for now I would like to take a leave from the session. You all take care, stay safe. Thank you.